Jeremiah 10, verses 1 through 6. We know that God told the children of Israel, and he has not changed. Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. The customs of the people are vain. One cutteth down the tree, blah, blah, blah. Okay? I want you to understand this. He said, don't even learn it. Let alone practice it. Don't learn it. And don't learn it and don't incorporate it into the worship of Yahweh. You don't do that. That's just not how it works, okay? Secondly, it says that the Gentiles were dismayed at the signs of heaven. Now, I want to explain that to you briefly. The sun began to go further away from the earth, and the days grew shorter in the winter. You know that because in the wintertime, the sun isn't up as long. It gets darker sooner, okay? So they were dismayed at this kind of stuff. The sun-worshiping Gentiles were dismayed and feared that the sun would not return, okay? And we need sun to have life. We need sun for growth of crops. We need sun for a lot of things. So their thing was, we're scared, we're dismayed because the sun may not come back. Okay, so they held these certain festivals, and they do this throughout the year. They hold these certain festivals just after the time of winter solstice when it would begin to return. And why are they? They're celebrating. Okay, they're celebrating the return of the sun, the sun, and that's why December 25th is the birthday of so many solar deities. Okay, have you ever wondered why in the world we cut down trees, put them in our house, and decorate them? That just, when you really think about it, it sounds retarded. It's weird. It doesn't make any sense. But because we've done it for so many centuries, it makes sense to everybody and it's acceptable. Okay? But to do something as strange as cut down a tree, carry it into your house, decorate it with all different types of ornaments, it's not only odd, but it is wrong. And you know that because I've shared some of that with you from Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah. And I told you, when you go and you do a search on under every green tree, regarding the Bible, you'll find all of the various scriptures. If you have a concordance or you have some kind of Bible program, you'll be able to target it a lot faster. Deuteronomy chapter 12, verses 27 through 32. And yes, I'm going to read it. It says, when the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land, take heed to thyself. Pay attention. Be cautious. Be mindful. Be aware. Take heed that thou be not snared by following them after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Don't even care how they serve their gods. What does that have to do with you? It has absolutely nothing to do with you worshiping your God. You follow me? So he said, don't even worry about how they serve their gods. Even so will I do likewise. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God. For every abomination to the Lord, which he hateth, have they done unto their gods. For even their sons and daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods. He's saying all that stuff. I hate that junk. They do all kind of crazy stuff, and I'm not down with that. Now, this is the verse that stood out to me because a lot of people will say, well, it wasn't mentioned specifically in the Bible that we shouldn't celebrate Christmas, even though there are all of these scriptures that talk about the various holidays, of the various rituals and pagan customs, and it line upon line and precept upon precept spells it out that these are the rituals and the holidays and the festivals. These are the traditions, okay? And then I'm sitting here telling you and giving you information, not only from the Word of God, but from secular information, letting you know that these are the rituals. This is what's behind the rituals. And, well, it wasn't absolutely mentioned, but what does it say here in verse 32 in Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 32? It says, what things soever I command you, observe to do it. You got that? He said, whatever I command you, that's what you do. Thou shalt not add thereto nor diminish from it. He said, don't add to it or take it away. If I told you to do it, do it. If I didn't tell you to do it, you don't do it. Flat out. Don't add nothing to it. Don't take nothing away from it. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. This custom of Christmas, along with other pagan customs like it, are clearly condemned in the Word of God. There is no question. We don't need a prophet or somebody to come back from the dead or none of that. We don't need nothing special to happen. No visitation from an angel. We don't need that. It's right here in black and white in the Word of God. It says it, okay? That is wrong. Baal worshipers set up groves. Groves, which the word is Ahira in the Hebrew, decorated tree, and image to Ashtar or Ashtoreth or Ishtar. These are all deities. These are all their pagan gods. Modern Christmas tree was likely born in the 8th century when St. Boniface was converting the Germanic tribes who worshipped oak trees. You heard me, right? They worshipped oak trees. They would decorate them for winter solstice. He cut down an oak tree, which was central to the worship of a particular tribe, and the fir tree grew in its place. So because the fir tree grew in its place, it became offered as this, it became the symbol of Christianity, which meant the symbol of everlasting life. Foolishness, hogwash. Okay. These converted Germans began to decorate the evergreen tree. And then Prince Albert, who was also a German, introduced the Christmas tree to England after his marriage to Queen Victoria in 1840. Okay, these are all German immigrants. They brought that mess over here. Thus, we have the Christmas tree. Now, this was something that really, I want to end with this. I have much more, but there is absolutely no way I could sit up here all day and tell you line upon line and precept upon precept. Go study it. Okay, don't just take my word for it. Go study it. In the book of 2 Kings, chapters 22 and 23. This speaks about a righteous king called Josiah. And Josiah was 8 when he took the throne. Okay. 18 years after his reign, after reigning for 18 years, he sent his scribe, Shaphan, to the high priest Hilkiah. Now, why did he do that? He wanted him to count up the amount of silver that was in the temple, and he wanted to distribute it to the workers because they needed to do some repairs to the temple. They needed to repair the house of the Lord. Okay. As a result of them wanting to repair the house of the Lord, Hilkiah, the priest, came across the word of God, okay, in the temple. It was hidden, okay? I want to read it to you. It starts in verse 8 of chapter 22. And Hilkiah the high priest said unto Shaphan the scribe, I have found the book of the law in the house of the Lord. And Hilkiah gave the book to Shaphan, who was a scribe, and he read it. And Shaphan the scribe came to the king and brought the king word again and said, Thy servants have gathered the money that was found in the house and have delivered it to the hand of them that do the work, that have oversight of the house of the Lord. In other words, we've paid all the people that are supposed to be working to repair the temple. And Shaphan the scribe showed the king, saying, Hilkiah the priest hath delivered me a book. And Shaphan read it before the king. And it came to pass when the king had heard the words of the book of the law that he rent his clothes. And the king commanded Hilkiah the priest and Ahikam the son of Shaphan and Achbor the son of Micaiah and Shaphan the scribe and Asaiah a servant of the king, saying, Go ye, inquire of the Lord for me and the people and for the people and for all Judah concerning the words of this book that is found. For great is the wrath of the Lord that is kindled against us, because our fathers have not hearkened unto the words of this book, to do according unto all that which is written concerning us. They found the book of the law. They found the word of God in the house, hidden in the house of God. Okay. And the king, when he realized what was found, he wanted to get information. He wanted to know what the word of the Lord was saying to them. So he sent his scribe to go and find out what the word of the Lord was for the children of Israel. Now, when he went, he found a prophetess, and this prophetess prophesied to them. She prophesied that because Josiah, a righteous king, desired to do the word of the Lord, desired to do the work of the Lord, desired to do the law of God, because understand, he went about in chapter 23, he destroyed temples, he destroyed idols, he burned groves down. I'm telling you, he went through there like a wild man, getting rid of everything that was idol. Okay, but he found the word of the Lord. And not only did he find it, not only did he hear it. See, a lot of people hear the word of the Lord, but they don't want to respond. They want to be like the children of Israel, like they were in Jeremiah, and say, I want to do whatever I want to do. But he heard the word of the Lord and it pricked him. He rent his clothes. That was a sign of humility. Okay. He humbled himself to the word of the Lord, and he wanted to know, what does this mean? What is this word of God saying to us? So I'm telling you, get in that word. Understand that the real meaning of Christmas is pagan.